Spencer's got a huge push opportunity here.
Oh my God, a penguin!
Think you a god, I bet you're not. Let's see if you bleed like one. You call the shots, but that's all you got. I'm gonna call your bluff, cause something happens when you fan the flames. I'm like an animal inside a cage, but I'm gonna break out this chain. You're gonna wish you never held me down. I feel the rush through my veins. Yeah, this adrenaline is kicked in now. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. There's a killer inside of me. Don't turn your back, you might end up in a world of fear. You can be brave, there's nothing to save. Is it crystal clear? Cause something happens when you fan the flames. I'm like an animal inside a cage, but I'm gonna break out this chain. You're gonna wish you never held me down. I feel the rush through my veins. Yeah, this adrenaline is kicked in now. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. Sometimes I fight it, but I cannot hide it. I know it ain't right, but sometimes I like it. I'm gonna break out this chain. You're gonna wish you never held me down. I feel the rush through my veins. Yeah, this adrenaline is kicked in now. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. Killer, killer, killer.
Shit, we're noobs. We're noobs. We suck.
Bill's in charge of the mouse. He gets angry at me when I touch the mouse. And this is what happens, folks. This is what happens. Hey, but welcome in. All right, we had to start this thing off. It's been a while since we miscued on the mic, so it had to happen.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
We were just due for it. We were like 3 weeks in a row of being good at it, and we're trash at it.
It wouldn't be the CBC down and back if we didn't do it at least once a month. At least once a month.
At least.
What's going on, guys? Good to freaking see y'all. Cheers.
Cheers.
We got some bourbon here. He's got a little watered down bourbon. No big deal.
I got a big race, 4 weeks.
At
I
least,
just ran a good race, but I mean, I got my big race in 4 weeks. So.
At least it can be a little spicy. What I was saying, anyways, Chase, how's it look, man?
Yeah, he was getting spiffed up. I get everything kind of situated and ready while Bill does everything else. But he did donate me a shirt today.
Did makeup do okay?
Rocking the MNC, folks.
Oh,
Game
yeah.
of Throws this weekend. Monday Night Cornhole, Hoptown. Adam Willis, a.k.a. Monday Night Cornhole.
Gotta be there. Gotta be there, man. It's going to be fun. We're going to be
128 folks in the blind draw
Yeah.
for Friday. And as of right now, I saw 58 bring your own partner teams. So that's roughly, what, 120 people?
116, I believe.
16, yeah, even.
116.
I use the word roughly.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, but welcome in, folks. Let's. We got some winter circle to go through. We got 2 majors to cover. No major this upcoming weekend, so that means we've got some Jack's Hacks for Auburndale, and it's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. I mean, it seems like Auburndale's a little expensive, but It's pretty good. That's Florida.
It does
ya.
seem a little expensive.
Yeah.
Even Jack's Hack is like $88, 88, 89.
Yeah,
when
that's
I looked
high
on
for
it
him.
anyway. Yeah, that is very high for him.
And then we got the Family Feud, which I know everybody's always anticipating.
Yeah.
You know, last week. Well, I don't know if we can top last week.
No,
I don't know.
no, we'll be okay.
If it's even possible.
I do want to mention one more thing though about the Game of Throws. We are going to be streaming it, so if you folks cannot show up, check in with us. We're going to be on there all weekend. I am playing the blind draw. I am playing doubles. But you know me, man. I'll be out 0-2, and then I'll be going to stream. Dylan is playing also, not the blind draw though, correct?
I'm currently in the blind draw, but I could pull myself out at any time.
Well, no, you can't, because they said if you can't show up, pull yourself out now.
Is now right now?
Yeah, you should.
I should pull myself out? You don't want me to play in the blind draw?
I don't know. We're going to the winner's circle. What I am just... Actually, it would be cool if we teamed up. I've got like 10 teammates again.
That'd be wild.
Me, David Penny Jones, me and you, me and Bryce. We're going to kill it.
I think you owe Chris Norris one, Hoppy, a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
We got a
Rapid
couple
fire.
new faces
Bill's
in here.
covering these ones today.
Couple new faces in here. Todd Choate got it. First place. Let's go. Rapid fire. I'm going to hit all these, Todd.
Let's go, Bill.
That's what I'm talking about. Throwing the blue
Dixon,
cyan
son.
Romans.
Nice.
Ronin.
And the CBC hat right there, too. The multicam banger.
Yep, looking good. Next one. Jeremy.
Jeremy Bradford. Yes, sir. And he's got them custom autism awareness for his daughter bags right there. Those are really cool to make.
Yeah,
that
were
was
cool.
Jeremy, big fan of those things.
Let's look back. This is the same place, right?
Same night.
Place. He didn't hold up any numbers on his finger. I think Derek gave him a
I
first
think
place.
he
probably
won
took
like
second.
last man standing or something like that, Bill.
Gotcha.
But it
All
still
right.
counts.
That's
I
why
feel like
he's-
it counts.
That's why he's got the big money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's got it. All right, next one here. Mike Cochran.
And Garrett Chandler. He's on
Chandler.
here like every week.
I know.
dude.
Garrett's been killing it lately, dude. He's been killing it.
Yeah, they
Taking
took
the first
second place. Oh, I thought they took second. Maybe they took first.
Yeah, look how happy Mike is, man.
Mike's fired up, dude. He's throwing Ronin slick side, dog.
Yeah. He's slick side freaking player, man.
Yeah, he likes an 11 speed.
Sebastian Barger, don't know his buddy though.
Yeah, those Dead Reckons.
Yeah,
Those are some old school Dead Reckons.
No,
right
no,
there.
those are the Bear Paw Sebastian Dead Reckons.
The specials.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't know about that.
Yep. Taking a first place. Next, Dan Furlan, Marty.
Marty,
Taking
let's go.
taking it down. First place, they got the custom lawn bags.
Yeah, Outdoor Solutions is, if you're in Clarksville, Outdoor Solutions is Marty's landscaping company. He does pretty much all things landscape. He's told me some of the jobs he's done. It's some wild stuff, you know.
Yeah,
but he
oh,
also
yeah,
does
yeah.
the regular, like, weekly cut your grass kind of thing. He does some big yards, but that's Outdoor Solutions. I got our guy Marty right there. Marty's the man.
Yep, he's a good guy. Next, Jay Longwell, don't know his buddy there. This is up in New York, man. They've been cleaning it up. He's got the new Ronins, the new design on it, with the dragon on it.
Yeah, it's sick.
So he's killing it out there.
What
man.
up, Tori?
Just became a bag rep too out there in New York, dude.
Yeah.
So send him
Speaking
a
of bag
few
rep.
sets. So if you need him out there or in that area, man, he's there.
Yeah, where's Tom's bags, man? Speaking of bags.
Did they leave Nashville yet?
I don't know. Let me look.
All right.
You keep it
I'm
going.
gonna
Keep it
going.
rolling, Bill.
We got Gibby here. I don't know Gibby's buddy. You might have to help me out, but they're throwing the old school white Preds.
I can't tell from here, but it might be Logan Grimes. I think that is Logan Grimes.
Is it Logan?
Yeah, I think it is.
All right. Yeah, it is kind of small.
Let's go, Logan.
Small. Dustin Wellentrider, man. I
Let's
know you're in
go,
chat, brother. I
Dustin.
know you're in there, dude. Let's go, man. Taking it down. CBC shirt. Got the freaking, I believe those are Phoenixes.
Yeah, those
and
are the Halloween
edition.
Yep,
Yeah,
good
yeah,
combo.
love it. Love it, dude. Doug Langston and Colin Wheatley, dude. Haven't
Let's
seen Wheatley
go.
playing forever. This is the only time I couldn't show up on a Friday night, and they got second. If I was there, they'd probably get third.
Is that true, Bill?
Yeah, Tom says they haven't left Nashville yet, so he's checking the tracking. You don't have to anymore.
Gosh, dang,
It's
dude.
freaking crazy, man. Sometimes,
Ugh.
I swear, it'll say it left, and then it'll be at your house in like 20 minutes.
We've got a guy that works on the inside, Tom. He's got a flag on it right now. I mean, we're talking to people that work on the inside of USPS trying to get this thing handled, man.
Yeah, we're pretty upset about it.
Yeah, we're not,
But, I
not
mean,
stoked, man.
It's not good. Not good. All right, next here. This one's...
That's Jamie, dude. Jamie and Derek Cannon. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Derek
Jamie in the shirt. Derek Cannon's got the bags and the hat, dude. Let's go. Those
Three
are our
Rivers.
guys right there. We've got a jersey to deliver for Jamie this weekend, Bill. He hit
Do
me
we?
up. Yeah, we've had it for a little
Okay,
bit.
we do have. Okay,
Yeah.
good. I like it. This one's you.
No, I said you have all of them. Oh, I know this guy's name and I forget it. I met him at in Martin at
Did
the
you?
Super Regional.
Yeah.
I'm blanking it hard. I'm blanking it real hard.
I don't think I've met either of them before.
Just move on like we already
All right,
did
like
it.
we already did it. Congratulations, guys.
Let's
Taking
go.
that second. Let's go. Throwing the elixirs. I love those bags.
What up, Paul? Nick Gardner, what's up? And I got his partner actually down in
Red
my,
and Drew. Nate,
took a
dude,
note.
I love Nate Allen, man. He
Dude,
kills it.
he knows everybody, man.
He kills it. This one's Nick Gardner. Don't know Nick Gardner's partner there,
No,
but he's
Dustin Page.
Dustin Page
Yes, sir.
right there. Awesome.
My
Awesome.
dad doesn't like the hat.
Your dad, is he in?
Dylan not liking that.
Oh, man.
It's all right, Pops. It's all right.
Dustin, I'm glad you made the stream, dude. I'm freaking excited for you, man. Good job on the first place. Doug Langston again taking the second place. I like how Derek cut out. There was somebody next to him there, but he's kind of like holding his little fingers up
And
there
I
to
think
the side.
he had a different bag.
He had a different
He
bag.
had like
oh,
an
the
ACL
other
bag.
guy had a different bag.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. He's wearing his Cornslingers jersey too.
Yeah,
man.
that's the new Cornslingers
The club
Clarksville
jersey,
Cornslingers
yeah.
club jerseys.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like it. I like it. It's a clean jersey. Next here,
Kennedy.
Let's go. Dead Reckons taking a third place. Those are old school Dead
And
Reckons.
that's third place in women's this last weekend in
Yeah.
Toledo. Yeah, so she had another
We're gonna get into that
fantastic
too.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's Garrett Chandler again.
Don't know his partner though.
No, not sure if I met him before.
Nate
Nice
Allen,
polo,
get
though.
on here. I know Nate knows everybody. How does
Nate
Nate
does
know
know
everybody,
everybody.
man? It's crazy. Shannon Roberts,
And
let's
Joe.
go.
And
Yeah.
Joe, that's our guy Joe too, man. They got to win with the Preds.
They're throwing the newer design Preds. Looks like cyan ones there. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I think Shannon's gonna get some more bags too. We were talking the other day.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right, next one here. Kennedy and Carter.
Of course.
Was this, what was it?
This looks
Which
like a
one was this?
repeat from state, but I could be. This might be a bring your own partner, but I swear this might have been doubled up from last week.
Really?
Maybe.
I went through the pictures twice. Maybe Derek messed up.
Don't blame Derek.
Derek always messes up.
Bill, let's go.
Oh wait, these
And
are
Randy.
repeats. These are repeats. Okay.
Bill,
Are they repeats?
I don't know. You know when you play.
Did we see this? Yeah, they are repeats. They are repeats. So because they're second places. They're second places. Yeah. My bad.
Oh,
I
Bill.
suck. It should have ended right there.
Okay, if we cut anybody out, it's Bill's fault.
Dude, I think Pete's in here.
Pete. Dang it, dude.
Yeah.
That's
something-
our
something's
traveling
going on around
bug.
us.
That's our traveling bug.
We got a traveling bug. All right, let's get into the CBC family picks here, folks.
I swear that thing is too long, dude. I still think it's too long. Like, it's like 10 seconds of just me
It's 5 seconds.
sitting here next to you, not being able to do anything. And I
5
don't
seconds.
freaking like it.
It's 5 seconds.
All right, folks. As you know, here's the point chart for CBC Family Picks. Every week when we have an upcoming major, myself, Bill, and Phil battle head-to-head. Every division, we get to pick a player. Me and Bill only get to match up with Phil one time throughout the picks. This last week, it's been a little crazy. It's getting a little crazy down to the end of the season.
Yeah.
We're kind of playing like
Yeah.
outlaw family picks where almost anything goes at this point. That's not outrageous. You know, it's getting a little wild. The rules are somewhat dangling out of the
That's
window.
because you messed with the rules.
Well, it's because Bill probably is the only person who knows the.
Todd chose.
Todd,
saying
you were the
we're-
first
You
one.
were the absolute
Don't even
first
start.
one, dude.
Todd, apologize in the chat right now, or we'll ban you for
Apologize.
15 minutes. I
Apologize.
will suspend you for. Ask Coleman. I'll suspend you for 15 minutes. This is not a joke. You.
We're
you
going
were
back.
the
We're
first
going
one.
back. Todd, I can't believe you.
Okay.
Look, Todd.
Todd, we want a
Just a-
public. You're going the wrong way.
Just to, dude, I'm so bad at this.
Todd, we want a public apology.
Just to
in
prove
the
it,
chat.
Todd.
Bill's
want-
going through all this effort.
I want an apology, and if you go to Game of Throws, I want at least one beer,
Well, yeah, you're late. It's 6:15.
maybe a shot of Fireball. There it is, right there.
There it is, Todd. There it is.
Proven.
Oh, Coleman called you Biden lover.
Coleman,
He's already started.
Coleman, don't get me fired up tonight.
Hey, we're
man.
going into savage mode later. You
Yeah.
guys don't even know about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we
Hey,
got-
don't
I
do
was
it.
about to
Don't
do it.
do
I
it.
was
Don't
about
do
to do
it.
it. Woo.
All right, hey folks. So we match up. This last weekend we had 2 majors. This is how the point chart goes. If your player takes first place, you get 10 points. Second place, 9 points. Third place, 8 points. Fourth place, 7 points. After that, the players get tied in the bracket, so they tie in points. Go down by 2. Fifth, 5 points. Seventh, 3 points. Ninth, 1 point. You got to take a top 10 if you want any points here in CBC. No participation trophies, or you can get the heck out of here. Let's go.
3, 2, 1. There we go. These
All
are
right.
the points.
Mobile. Starting off with Mobile, down south. And the ACO was calling it the Civil War, North versus South. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right? That was kind of cool. The player amount was very close, right? I would like to see a player versus player head to head, right? We would have had a TJ Miller versus Jack Harcrow for singles. Who
Yeah,
you
it
got
would've
on
been
that?
pretty
That's
cool.
a banger of a match right
Who
there.
do I have on that? Just because Jack Hartco's in chat, I'll take Jack. Although, if it was that specific day, dude, TJ Miller threw gas. He didn't didn't lose doubles or singles.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The entire. That's why I'd say, just because Jack's in chat, and I like Jack a lot, but they both throw the same bags, man. It's a snoozer game.
I like TJ a lot because it's a snoozer game.
There's no roll bags from Jack, man.
A lot of airmails from TJ though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was clean.
All right, but that brings us to Mobile, starting off with women's, and Bill may have Jack. We do.
Jack,
keep
we
score.
have the scores.
This is Bill, man. I'm telling you, he used to update it like 4 weeks in. He was updated every week, and then we just started selling too many bags, man. You guys were just
I will
too good.
update it at the end of the season.
Yeah, this is how he gets ahead, man. Like, I have no overview of it, so no matter what he does,
I'm
honestly have
I'm definitely
no idea.
adding a multiplier to my algorithm.
Yeah,
Nobody else.
that makes sense.
Only because I pick last.
You didn't pick last this weekend.
I always pick
You
last.
had first pick actually here for Mobile, so let's see how you did, Bill. In women's, you got 0 points. Good job. Me and
Sarah
Phil
Hardy.
matched-
No, we gotta talk. Sarah, what's up, man? If I got you nervous, I'm very sorry, Sarah. Next time I'm still gonna pick you though.
Sarah did ask if it was a Bill curse. She did. That is real. But she shook it off in co-ed, and we'll get there in a second. But me and Phil, we match up. We take Emma Jernigan, and she takes a first place.
Jack said snoozer. Sorry.
Sarah said sorry. She did.
You
say
guys
sorry.
matched up. Emma Jernigan taking first place. Who got second? You're not prepared?
No, let me get it. Let me get it out. I'm sorry, folks. This is my fault. I'll take it.
I can't believe it.
Don't start.
Dude, Sarah's in the chat. Sarah, you're all right. You're all right. I'm still gonna be picking you, Sarah. I promise. I promise.
Yeah. I
Just
mean,
don't take it as a curse.
If I
Take
put
it-
somebody on the map, you can ensure that at some point Bill and Phil will take them from me.
Do you hear this?
Oh, that's not what happened? Daryl Macon, Kelsey Heitert, now Sarah Hardy. These are all people that I put on the map.
They had one prior to you even picking these people.
Who had one?
Kelsey Heitart.
No,
Daryl
not true.
Macon.
Not true.
Yeah.
I picked Kelsey as a passion before anybody knew who she was, dude.
We'll feud about it.
I swear. All right, second place, Lisa Barber. One of my favorites, actually.
Yeah,
Lisa Barber
dude,
is an
I've
amazing
picked Lisa
person.
I picked Lisa a long
You've
time
never
ago.
picked
No, I
Lisa.
have. I have picked Lisa Barber a long time ago. Have done it. Oh, there's Kim Dice.
Third place, Nicole Jones, who Nick Burgett told me to look out for. I didn't give you this information, Bill, which I'm glad I didn't. So,
Dude, these
I
people
mean,
need to start coming to my DMs.
Fourth place, Taylor Owens, which Dustin Arendt told me to look out for. Had a great weekend. And then tied for fifth was Tina Birch and Blake Miller, or a.k.a. Blake. All right, moving on to seniors. Bill and Phil match up with the obvious favorite, Daryl Macon. Hey, and I'm happy for Daryl because he's maxed out in seniors now. He's playing for Player of the Year against Johnny Thomas. And if you wait for Toledo, there may be another Kane Walker playing for Senior of the Year, son.
Who do you think that is? Who are you
We're
talking
gonna
about?
have to. I picked him, so it's all good.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Scott Mitchell takes fifth. That was my pick. Second place, none other than the Mississippi Ninja, son. Mississippi Ninja held the king seat.
I watched
He
it.
got double dip Dairy Queen ice cream sandwich by old Daryl Macon. Rough. Hey,
Dude,
but honestly,
hey,
great
shout
showing,
out,
dude.
Shout out to the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett, man.
Yeah.
What a freaking weekend. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Yeah,
we
Randy
got to start
Schoenman.
picking him more.
Randy Schoenman, Bill, third place. I do not know Randy
I don't know.
Schoenman. Fourth place, Paul Schroeder, the Shredder, who's been doing a lot of traveling. Folks, don't follow Paul Schroeder on Facebook because all he does is vacation, and you'll just feel like you're doing nothing besides working all the time. And the Shredder's out there just living his best life.
He's seniors. He's retired. He's traveling. He's having a good time.
There's
you
some
know?
seniors that work that aren't happy about it either. All right, I talked to them.
you know, I don't
All
know
right,
what to say.
Juniors. Hey, Phil and Bill match up with the kid, the favorite, Mason Higgins. I go out on a limb here, big limb here with Caleb Rogers, and he wins it.
Big limb. Oh, yeah. You're walking the plank on that one, dude. You're about to jump off into the stride like that. It's either 0 or 1, right? Yeah, whatever.
We haven't seen Caleb play in months,
Dude,
man.
Caleb's a monster.
I thought he was a
Riley's
tennis
monster.
player, and I thought he was in pickleball.
The funny thing is, nobody picked Caleb or Riley for anything but you in juniors, and they had a banger of a freaking weekend. Both of them. I mean,
Both
crazy.
of them. Mason Higgins takes second, and as you said, Riley Brewster takes third.
Yeah.
Fourth, Jace Thompson. Tied for fifth, Aiden Ward and Parker Burgett. Just a stacked field in juniors down there in Alabama. Absolutely wild. Moving into co-ed, Bill. You can talk about co-ed because it went a lot better for you here.
Let's go, Sarah Hardy. Let's go. All right, co-ed, getting me the 10 points. That makes up. Look, if we average it, it's 5 points apiece. You're good. You're still in the good graces. I'm still going to pick you. Don't think it's a curse, though. You got first and a 13th. Like, how could that be a curse, right?
Well, I think that she owes Daryl Macon a back rub, possibly, or some ibuprofen, maybe a brace. I'm not sure.
Are you serious? Bob Heil, let's go. What up, man?
What up, Bob? Bob's got a waist belt to Fiber One bars on him right now. He's ripping one. Bob, it's 6:22. Let's go. Get him out.
Past his bedtime. Dinner time was 3
All right,
hours
second
ago.
place, Lisa Barber and Douglas Parker, which Dougie Fresh had a great weekend as well. And Lisa Barber, obviously, second
Great
in women's,
weekend, yeah.
second in co-ed. Third place, Emma Jernigan, Chase Hollis. Emma Jernigan on the podium again. I mean, there were some people that showed out. Dustin Arant and Taylor Owens. And we had a side bet going, not actual money, but, you know, he's like, you should have picked us. You should have picked us, you know. And we're going to take a top 5. And I'm like, I think I got you around 7th, you know.
Yeah.
And then he made it to a game where he was guaranteed 5th. He's like, I think I got you beat. And he did. They took 4th. Congratulations to them. Seabass and Smiley take 5th. And they tie with my pick, Justine Smith and Jacob Whaley.
Look what your boy said.
What do you say? Bill had better facial hair.
No, he corrected himself.
Dude, if you make a typo,
Let's
just
go,
delete
Tori.
yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Here, let me see the mouse. Let me suspend him for 15 minutes.
No, he's not suspended.
Dude,
He's a nice guy. Wait, let me turn on my hearing aid, is what Bob Heil says. Yeah, Bob, it's past your bedtime, brother.
Bob, you want to talk about small majors? That's how you get him fired up.
That's how you get him fired up.
All right, doubles. Hey, the kids take it down. The back-to-back, or at least one time, juniors, world doubles champions are back. And in full
Caleb
form.
and Riley,
Full form. I mean, what's crazy is to not see these guys play for 2-3 months. Even in their local area. You can ask people that are local to them, like, they haven't seen them out and about.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if these guys are doing backyard practice or what's going on, but they come down and win doubles. Gary Ferguson and Jacob Whaley take second. A team that doesn't team up very often, just probably put together, right? Takes second place. Third place, Rush and Seabass. Those are our freaking guys. CBC, represent. Let's freaking go.
Yep, got him for a third place. It was clean. They didn't have a good showing. It wasn't too good of a showing on the stream. I don't know if you watched it.
Happy.
You were gone. Yeah. No, I saw it on stream.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't get it together on that one. I mean, to get a third, you obviously had to have it together for the entire freaking tournament.
Right.
But when they got to stream, I don't know. Maybe they got a little nervous, something like that.
I mean, Seabass threw a 9.69 on the day, and Zach threw a 9.41.
Yeah.
And
no,
what
they
we
both
do know is nobody threw a 10, right, or better.
Yeah.
So that means that the boards were playing slow, and I heard this from numerous people, that the boards in Mobile were playing slow.
I would think both of them would be comfortable with that, though.
Yes, but
You
that
know what
doesn't
I
mean
mean?
you're going to have that high PPR, which might
Oh, no,
result
that's
in
true.
your head
Yeah.
thinking that you're throwing bad, right? You come off the board, somebody who's throwing a 10-6 all the time like Seabass has been, and he threw a 9-4, he's like, what the crap happened? You know what I mean? He might have won on the side, maybe positive DPR, but he's not happy with his performance because he's trying to hit those 10-4s, 10-6s all the time, right? But different board conditions
I feel
will
like we've
result in
had this
different
conversation
PPRs.
before.
I mean,
And then I put
definitely
you on the
think we
spot, and I said, look up the championship PPRs.
For what?
Yeah, well, the third place PPRs for them.
I'm having amnesia about whatever you're talking about.
I thought we've talked about.
All right, Matt Ledbetter, Matt Arseneau take 4th place. Good showing for
That's
my cousin
very good,
and
very
Arseneau.
good.
5th place, our boys Dustin Arant and Scotty Ball, tied with Johnny Thomas and Daryl Macon, which was my pick.
Jack, just wait, Jack. You're gonna get it
Phil's
later.
pick, Craig Irvin and Amish, which the King and the Amish. I mean, I think a lot of people had them as kind of a lock for a top 3, top 5, right? And they take a 7th, and that's just that partnership might not have been exactly right, or the
Well,
bags.
you're also talking
or,
about the boards being super slow and stuff like that too. I mean, that could definitely have an effect on it. I know when Craig won King of Cornhole, right? He was throwing his Natty Light Gusto bags, right?
No.
No, they weren't.
No, he was throwing
I thought
a
they were.
Vortex
A
zones,
vortex,
I believe.
Yeah. But faster bags, right? I mean, I believe
If
they
I'm
were
wrong,
like 7'8"
somebody-
or 6'8",
yeah, yeah,
somewhere, or 6'9", 7'9", somewhere around there. They were faster bags, a little bit looser and stuff like that.
Somebody's playing out it's 20 degrees indoors and the boards are playing slow. Brent, I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you.
Don't know.
But with the air conditioner on that high, it could create condensation, which then, makes the
Yeah.
boards slow down, right? I
Yeah.
think there's a level where when we think it's cold, the boards are fast, but if you're using air conditioning, it could create condensation.
Yeah. I mean, it can, especially if like the doors keep opening and then shutting, that humidity
Right.
comes in and then it creates that on the boards. That could be. I would suggest a hybrid carpet at that point.
Yeah, hybrid carpet.
I mean,
That's why it's so popular.
It doesn't move phenomenally, but it moves a lot better than most bags do on something like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Chris Norris was he's throwing those vortex zones back then,
Yeah.
and I mean those things were dish rags, son. You could ask anybody; those things were flopped out.
Flop dogs.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
moving into singles for Mobile. Bracket B, I've got right here. First place, Riley Brewster. Let's go, Brewster. Let's go, Grasshopper. I'm proud of him, man. I'm happy for
I
him.
am too. That's
I'm happy
freaking
for him.
awesome.
Second place, our guy Seabass. That's the only reason I wasn't that happy for him. Because I
Yeah.
think Seabass got the first scoop on that. No, he didn't. 21-20. That's right. I watched that game. I actually got to watch
21-20.
that. That game was a banger. Seabass hit big shots to stay in. Riley hit big shots to stay in. It was a back and forth absolute classic. Let me see how many rounds it was. 27 rounds, Bill.
Wow.
I mean, it was a great match.
Was Seabass throwing the Ronins? What was he throwing?
Yeah. Third place was Gavin Lesh there. Fourth place, Fergie. And then fifth place, Zach Rush and Miles McClendon. So good showing for them.
Still,
Miles
yeah.
made a deep run, man. And if we haven't seen Miles play in a while either. Main bracket A, we had the winner, Jack Harcrow. My boy, Dougie Fresh, takes second place. Caleb Rogers, third place, which like I said, you talked about. The kids had a great freaking weekend,
they
Riley
did.
and Caleb. Brantley McClendon takes fourth, so the McClendons had a pretty good weekend
Yeah,
too.
they did.
Parker Burgett and Dustin Aran tie for fifth. So that's a good showing for Parker too, man. And Parker might make the top 40. And then you had the head-to-head of Jack Harcrow versus Dougie Fresh for the finals, and Jack Harcrow versus Riley Brewster for the finals. And if you didn't know, Bill, Jack was up 19-0 or 19-2, and Riley came all the way back and won game one, and then went to a game two and Jack won.
Jack,
Yeah.
talk to me about that. What,
And at
what
one
happened
point-
game one then? What happened game
Dude,
one?
I-
If it was 19-2, tell me what happened.
Riley got frustrated and it looked like he was giving up because at one point he threw a pretty much open board airmail. Like Jack had we're talking like 60% of the whole
Yeah.
bag, and Riley just threw his last bag as an airmail. Like, if I miss it, I lose and I don't care, And then he just drained it, right? And took them
Yeah.
both in. But it's like, why are you shooting that airmail? Because he didn't care. It's 19-0, 19-2. And then he ended up winning. What up, Craig?
Craig's in
Our
here,
passion
listen.
picks, they didn't get any points. No points for our passion picks.
No points. Here we go. Moving into Toledo. You ready?
We're not giving Jack any credit for all of his wins that he wanted credit for. He wanted credit for wins over, I think it was Caleb Rogers,
Okay,
Chase Thompson,
okay,
Parker
well,
Burgess.
let's talk
It was
about Jack
child
Harcrow.
abuse, right? I mean, this is what we talked about.
I'm just trying to get Todd Gammon in here, and I know he won't come in until after we're done with Jack's, his acts. But let's talk about Jack for a minute. Phenomenal weekend,
Craig's- I
overall
crushed
winner, biggest major he's ever won. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was the biggest check he's ever won. I doubt that.
Probably the same.
Probably, yeah, about the same as the last major he's won and stuff like that. But to beat all the young kids and roll bag players and this and that, Jack, especially on slow boards,
Slow
and
boards.
people are saying that they're that slow. I mean, dude, you threw fire. You
Yeah,
threw
it
fire.
should have been an advantage to the roll bag players if the
Yeah.
boards were slow. And somebody like Jack Harcrow should have struggled. And I talked to somebody like Dougie Fresh, and he told me he went to a different bag because of how slow the boards were, especially center
Really?
court. So, and Dougie, I mean, we take everything Dougie says pretty serious. The guy's been around for a long time. He plays in a lot of different areas. I mean, and like Jeremy's saying here, Jack's airmail was on
Jack,
point.
would you say that
On
you were
point.
over or under 80% on airmails throughout singles?
All right, let's
What's
talk
wrong
about
with that?
Toledo.
What's wrong with
this is a Bill argument here. The boards was fine for me. I didn't throw carpet.
Yeah, hybrid carpet would make it. All right, let's go Toledo. Here we go. Jack, congratulations, man. Let me know if you're over or under the 80% for your airmails in singles. Toledo.
All right, starting off with women's. Bill, go ahead. Let me pull this up real quick.
All right, Josie Claire taking a 7th place. We haven't seen Josie play in a while. Have not seen her at a major in a while. I would say it is a limb pick to go out because McKenna Ballou has been on absolute fire lately. We have seen her lately, and she's been killing everything. I went with Josie Claire, man. I thought, air mails and slide shots was going to kill it out there. And but McKenna's, roll bag is just, it's insane.
Yeah, McKenna is something else. She's on another level for sure. She takes it down. 2nd place, Josephina Ernsberger, who's had multiple great finishes all year long.
I'm picking her again now.
Yeah, I saw the other day, Josephina's been in like 17 majors, dude. Josephina is a fiend for cornhole, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it, dude. Josephina and Todd are great freaking people, man, and they're having a great season, and I love to see it. 3rd place, Kennedy Meineke. She's CBC. Let's go, Kennedy. Let's go. Probably throwing the dead records. Probably putting some blockers down. And she's kind of one of the only females, right, that's able to kind of play that game minus McKenna Ballou, right?
Right.
Minus Emma Jernigan. There's not many females you see anymore playing that kind of block and roll game.
That's
even
true.
You look at the ACL, right? You have people like Bella and you have people like Maddie, but they're not doing big things. You still have your bag runners running it, Cheyenne and Sarah Cassidy.
Doesn't Miranda Coy throw BG though?
Miranda Coy does, but she kind of runs bags more than
she does. She does run bags, but I think she's pretty comfortable with a bag sitting in front. And that's
Sam Finley
it's a little bit different.
Sam Finley too, yeah.
But just a minor change in that game. That side of the game, anyway, is developed. Maybe she's trying to.
Yeah, 4th place, Carol Wozniak. 5th place, Deb Smith and Martina Bell. So congratulations to those ladies right there.
Deb Smith, let's go.
Deb's always up there.
I love
man.
it. I know.
Deb
I know. She kills it. She kills it. All right, let's see. Seniors. Yeah.
Hey, this is what I'm talking about. The 3rd entry into the Seniors Player of the Year tournament at ACO Worlds 19. Mick Hoaxay.
Mick Hogg.
Let's
Mick
go.
Hogg. That's what we call
Mick Hogg, dude.
I didn't want to match up. Look, Dylan got first picks here. Philip got first picks here. They matched up. I could not do it. I got a 2nd place here. I'm feeling pretty freaking strong about that. Tony Pena is
Bill
awesome.
picked his guy, and you need to meet Tony, Bill, if you haven't already. Because
I've met Tony. What do you get out of here, man?
Come on, man.
This guy's always giving me crap. He thinks I don't know anybody, this and that.
Bill thinks that if he gives somebody a head nod, it counts as meeting them. So this
100%.
is where.
That's how Jacob Coleman and I met.
Okay.
But he gave me the head nod, and I was like, and that was it.
There's
You know
no
what I mean?
chance Jacob had nodded you first.
He did.
Okay. All right.
He did.
Hey, but congratulations, Mick, man. And Mick's played like a beast this whole season. He's in the top 20, I believe, for regular singles points. If I'm not mistaken, he is up there.
Yeah, he's killing it.
I mean, we've known Mick, Bill, for before he was a pro. Because he made pro last season, but we knew him way before then, playing around Evansville and Henderson, 270 cornhole guy. I mean, Mick's awesome, dude. One of the nicest guys you will ever meet in your life.
I have played Mick one time before in my life. One time.
I shouldn't have said anything.
And I got the dub. Let's go. I played him one freaking time. I won.
I've also beat Mick, but I can confidently say today that I would
still
not.
have never met Bill. I'm not going to read the rest of the comment, Jacob. I'm not going to read the rest of it.
But hey, Mick's a great dude. I played Mick too, and I beat him, but I can know right now that I would confidently lose to Mick 21-2 if I played well. Like Mick
21-2?
Oh, he'd smoke us.
Yeah.
He's
good. He's good. Yeah. I would never beat him again. But I do. I do have that notch.
Yeah,
I do.
2nd place, like you said, Tony Pena. 3rd place, Steve Heath. 4th place, Ken Goodhue. Tied for 5th, Chris Teal and John Barnes. All right, get into juniors, Bill. None of us picked the winner, Sammy Van Sickle. You know why? Because he signed up freaking late, and I didn't have the information. If I would have had the information, folks, this is what I'm talking about. Sammy, Travis texted me in the middle of juniors.
Sammy,
and goes,
don't listen to this guy right now, because he's saying this because he wants you to DM him if you are gonna show up and then sign up.
And I'll pick you.
Yeah, but that doesn't afford me the opportunity to be able to pick somebody like that.
Sammy, let's be honest. How much do we care about Bill's opportunity? 0.
Should be a lot. Should be a lot. Bill doesn't like people. Craig, what are you talking about? Craig, I hope you're coming to Game of Thrones.
Bill, when did you become an enemy to the chat?
I don't know. I don't know when everybody started hating me. But you know what? We're done with the stream. We're shutting it off right now. See you, folks.
All right. Second place, Bryce Hefferson. Good showing for him. He does seem to struggle finishing right now. A lot of seconds in juniors for Bryce. And maybe he doesn't care about a purple jersey. I don't know. But he's taking a lot of
every
seconds.
game Bryce plays, he cares about. He
Well,
does.
until he loses like a 6-point round. And then it's, I don't care about this anymore. And it's over.
What's that?
Well, no, that's what I like.
Okay.
If he loses a 6-pointer, right? He's like,
Yeah.
it's over right there.
That's true.
Mentally,
He checks
Bryce
out
is such a
early.
good player. His mental
But
game
he checks
is
out
where
early.
it lacks. Yes.
Okay, so the Jack Harcrow Riley Brewster game. This is a good little segue into that, right? 19-2. If that were Bryce, checked out, correct?
Oh, there's no way he wins.
But Riley Brewster, not gonna stop.
Riley Brewster checked out for like 2 rounds. I'm telling you, like he was throwing kind of nonchalant, right?
Yeah.
But then
yeah.
he picked up like a 6, I think, at some point. Jack will justify this, like a 6 or a 4 or something. And at like 19-8 or 19-10, you saw his whole demeanor change, right? The entire like momentum switched over, right? Jack was playing to survive, and Riley was the predator, right? And it like you could see it, and it was crazy. Riley then was hitting everything. Jack was still playing good, but Riley just was not missing. You know,
Yeah.
at that point he believed he could win the game, and then that's what happened. I mean, it was sick stuff to watch.
Crazy.
Third place, Adam Alessandro. Fourth place, Brody Miller, tied for 5th. My guy Carter Guy and Jordan White. All right, where are we at?
Go ahead.
Did we get the winner here, Bill? We did not.
Nobody got the winner because you guys doubled up.
We did. I mean, I like my pick a lot. But it was Russell Tabers and Martina Bell, which is very surprising. Neither one of us picked them. It has been a while since they played together, I think. A little bit. But Russell and Martina, always tough. Always tough.
It hasn't. No. They played recently.
And then Tyler and Josephina, which seem to be a team in the making. You know, they took
Right.
second place. They seem to be doing great at everything they freaking show up to. I mean, absolutely outstanding. Josie and Braden take 3rd. The 4th, the Wozniaks, Bill. Again, you missed an opportunity for points with the Wozniaks, dude.
Dude, I got Miney and Carter Guy. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You
I
gotta-
know.
they've been hot lately. I had to pick them for it. They took a 7th place, got me 3 points. I'm okay with that. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
Tied for 5th was Chris Teal and Bobby Eamons, which I still don't know either one of those people. Chris
I don't
Teal and Bobby Eamons, folks, if you have something to say about them, give them a correct. I mean, I'm proud of them. I mean, they had great showings and everything they played in. I just don't know who they are. Couldn't pick them out of a crowd if it was to save my life.
So Craig said something in the chat. I gotta bring this up because I don't know if you knew this, but Craig and Frank Gears are playing in Margaritaville.
Yeah, I knew.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw that and I was just like, Craig, y'all better freaking place or win. Carry Frank to a win. Frank and I have played probably 10 times in singles, man. He hasn't won any of them.
If Craig
I'm just joking. He's beaten me once or
Craig
twice.
places in the money, what does he do with the money? Swing oil?
If Frank places in the money, what does he do with the money?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you said Craig.
Oh, I meant Frank.
Oh, I don't know.
Swing oil for sure.
Yeah, swing over the next morning or a cabana or something like
cabana.
that. So they can like hang out together. Something like
Yeah.
that. Something like that. That'd be cute.
All right, so we're moving into doubles, right, Bill? Doubles. Did we pick the winner for that?
Nobody got the winner for that.
Gosh dang.
We all actually placed
Steve
the same.
Smith and TJ Miller, and both of us were
Yeah,
close to
dude.
picking them too. Every time we
TJ
see
Miller, man.
Every time we see TJ and Steve like on a thing, you're like, because like let's be honest, TJ and Steve could take a 17th or win the entire tournament
Yeah.
undefeated, right? Which we saw this last
And,
weekend.
we've
like,
talked about that before.
Oh, we have.
We've talked about
100%.
like, hey, they are a loose freaking cannon.
Yeah.
Right? But if you pick them on the right weekend, I mean, like, it's a lock.
Yeah, I love them both. They throw the fastest
Crazy.
bags in the world, dude.
Yeah.
And Steve's an ex-horseshoe player. You could see it in his throw altogether. TJ's throw, very unorthodox for a fast bag player, right? Because he's got a right-to-left, back-loaded bag. The guy will flop and roll Valors. The bag's an 8-10. It's unheard of stuff with a dirty airmail. When it's on, he's unbeatable. When it's off is when they lose, right? And that's the thing. Like, they're gonna shoot the shots. Like, there's no conservative play happening with Steve Smith and TJ Miller, and that's what we love about him. We've played him in regionals for
they're
2.5 years, right?
They're to the max. TJ Miller, we've said it numerous times, most aggressive player
Top
in the
5
ACL.
most aggressive player, 100%.
Well, no, we said most aggressive. We've
You
said
think
that
he's
numerous
the
times.
most aggressive?
For For men, yes, and then Josie Claire for female. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to argue with. Brock's up there.
Brock he's up there, but but you're right. You're right. There's a yeah.
But TJ seems more aggressive because he really only mainly shoots airmails, which looks like a more aggressive shot than something like a roll, right? Like Brock might go for a coin
Brock
slot
will go
roll.
for an N1 open board if your
Yeah, he would.
baggy's just sitting on back a little bit though. So that's what
But
made
so
me
would
second
TJ
guess
though.
it.
TJ would too. Like TJ's so confident
Yeah.
in his airmail, like he'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, but that's who took first. Hey, congratulations, Steve and TJ. Second place, Jody Thurman and Richard Jones. I mean, from Indiana.
Yeah.
Richard Jones from Indiana. That's a team that hasn't been put together that make a huge run. Congratulations.
Dude, Mike Patterson coming to Game of Throws. Let's go, man. I can't wait to see you there, dude. We're going to have the stream out. I better get you on stream for a little bit. Not just playing, but me commentating when I'm on there. You and me, dude. I don't want Dylan commentating the whole weekend.
Mike Patterson?
Mhm.
You and Mike? All right.
Mhm.
All right. I like it. What up, Hard Barger?
and
What's
Mike
up,
P.
brother? Hey, Bryce, don't start. Just don't start, all right? Third place, Bruce Lalonde and Tony Pena. Fourth place, Tyler Amos and Rudy Fernandez. Congratulations to those guys right there. Tied for fifth, Dennis Posey and Rex Erie, which we like Dennis Posey. I don't know if you remember seeing him, Bill, but he does a lot of airmails. You know him if you saw him. Shorter guy, usually wears like long
I know.
shorts.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Yeah, and then tied for fifth as well, Austin Douglas and Justin Gibson. Our picks, not in there. Both took ninth. Zach Keir and Brady Ersling, past major winners. Brandon Earls, Darren Zastro. I mean, obviously great as well. Ninth place.
Jack Hargrove says TJ is an aggressive player and a snoozer.
Bill,
Jack,
you got to address this.
Jack,
This is on you.
Jack, he's never a snoozer. You never know what he's going to shoot. He's never a snoozer.
He does throw fast bags, though, and that's what Jack's saying.
I know that's what he's saying. I know it's because it's fast bags, but he's still never a snoozer. He isn't, dude. He makes the game a little crazy. When has he gone out there and has it ever been a snoozer? When?
I don't know, man. I played against him, and he'll just run like 12-0 in the hole, and that sucks.
And that sucks. That's because he can beat you straight up, But other people that block and stuff like that, he just shoots
he rips them.
even stuff that are sitting there where it's open board. He may have a corner hanging. He's gonna
Into
shoot.
singles, Bill. I want you to.
Oh, excuse me. We're talking about snoozers versus non-snoozers.
Well, this is your fault. You got
Okay.
yourself into this.
Family Feud next time.
And you got yourself into this one as well. You picked Braden Easterling last minute.
Braden.
You got to talk to him. Talk to him.
What was my original pick? I think 5th place.
Who was your original pick, Bill?
Let me see. I believe it was 5th place.
No, this is the other bracket, though. Let me look.
Yeah, let me see.
This probably looks awkward to the people.
Yeah, sorry, that's bad.
Xavier?
Brandon Earls. 2nd place.
Was it Brandon Earls you were going
It
to match
was.
up with Phil?
It was Brandon Earls. I believe it was Brandon Earls. Let me see. Yeah, it was Brandon Earls.
He's on there. I mean, it doesn't matter now. You took a dang ninth.
I know. I
It's
took
over.
a 9th. Braden Easterling was in the chat. He said, Bill, you will win points with me. And I got 1 point. I did.
You got
He's
points?
not lying. He's not lying. I got a point. But he also said I wouldn't be upset about it. And I'm a little upset only because my original pick did place higher. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. Braden, I know you're a freaking man. I know you're way better than that. I cannot wait to see you at freaking Worlds, dude.
Yeah. But 2 brackets here, and none of us picked the winners, right?
Right.
So, bracket B, or I think that's what I'm looking at, or bracket B, CJ Sluggins, man, making a comeback. The guy has actually been around the sport a long time, just not played a lot of ACO in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Folks, he's coming for you. I mean, it showed. I mean, he took 2nd place overall only to TJ Miller, who was undefeated on the day. I mean, great showing from CJ. 2nd place in that bracket was Brandon
Do a
Earls.
cheers real quick. We got Dark Horse in here.
Dark Horse.
No, cheers with the
okay.
Teeling whiskey. Let's go.
Let's go. Pagel, let me know when you're out here, big dog. Let me know. We'll get hooked up. Get you out, play some cornhole. 2nd place, Brandon Earls in this bracket. 3rd place, Richard Jones. So, hey, Richard Jones, Indiana had a great freaking weekend. Because you got Richard Jones, Indiana, and you got Richard Jones, Missouri. 2 different Richard Jones. Both great
I
dudes.
didn't know that.
Both throw well.
I heard
Bracket
there's a
A.
Chandler Jones too, though.
They're I almost said was.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right. Hey, bracket B, TJ Miller takes it down undefeated. 2nd place, Tyler Amos. 3rd place, Nate Stevens. So this bracket, if you're looking at it with people like Tyler Amos and Nate Stevens in it, you probably do not ever pick TJ Miller to win this bracket. Unless you're somebody really close to him, right, that really supports him.
Right.
But you're looking at Nate Stevens and Tyler Amos as a showdown here for sure, almost, right? You're almost guaranteeing that in your head. It's one of these guys, right, based off of the past. And then TJ Miller comes in here and goes, you freaking thought.
If TJ throws at Worlds, if you knew that TJ was going to throw at Worlds like he did in Toledo, would you pick him for King of Cornhole?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 10-1-3.
Freaking crazy.
10-1-3 over 111 rounds. But Nate Stevens, I mean, look at this. 10-1-7 over 179 rounds.
It's a lot more rounds, yeah.
Bryce led it. 10-5-4, 59 rounds. Bryce went 2-2 with a 10-5-4 overall. Bryce,
start blocking. What are you doing?
Bryce.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, that's tough. Everybody threw a 10 or better against him. Bill, this guy, Matt Grant threw an... Oh, no, that's Bryce threw an 11-6. My bad. But Nate Stevens threw an 11-4-4 on him in 18 rounds.
Dude, that's so tough. Never mind. Don't block Nate Stevens. It doesn't matter if you block him. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Passion picks. We got our guy Zach here. Bill, Ohio just kind of did you dirty, to be honest. If you look from here down, like doubles down, you picked all Ohio. Even I mean, Josie's North Kentucky, and we love Josie and the Claires.
You were mad at me for picking Zach Kier.
Well, I wanted to pick him. That's my guy. But you took him, so I took old Lang.
And you took a point. Now you're happy.
I should have taken CJ Slugance. He's next for me. Dibs.
Dibs, dude, don't even try that.
I took Johnny Lang. He's the only one that gets a point. That's our guy. If you don't know him and you were in Toledo, now you know him.
All right, points are locked in. Let's move on. You ready?
Right. Yep. What do we got?
I believe we have Jack's Hacks coming up next.
All right, let's see it.
Jack, are you in here? This is your segment. We need him to call in for this.
We really should. Oh, yeah, Dibs, Chris Norris. I got CJ Sluggins, Passion Pick, Branson Major. Got it.
The Hojo. The Hojo.
What is this place? What's up with the pink and the white?
I put that picture on there because it is there, but that was like a wedding that they held there.
But look at this place.
Well, it's the same place.
With the baby blue accented wall.
Yeah, that's the...
This is the place, Jack. Chick, this place is a little odd. It looks nice, though.
Yeah.
It does look nice. Let's get into the reviews, Bill. Where is this?
You're not gonna...
We're going to Auburndale, right? Is there? What is this place called,
It's just
Bill?
Winter Haven.
Winter Haven is outside of Auburndale. Yes.
I'm from Florida. It's called Winter Haven.
You got it, Bill.
Okay.
Bill's gonna take this one, folks.
Bad review first. Dylan, I need you to read this. It's very short. Ready to go.
Nope.
Here we go.
Is it big enough?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not reading that, Bill. Give me the cliff notes.
I'm only gonna read like 2 lines of this. I read the whole thing in research trying to find a bad review. This one's actually very
Where
recent.
is this, Bill? What is this
April
place
1st.
called? Is this a Wyndham? Is this a...
I
what
said
is
it was
this?
a Hojo.
I thought that was a joke.
No.
That's a name of a hotel?
Howard Johnson. That's why they call him Let's Go to the Hojos.
I've never heard of a Howard Johnson hotel in my entire life.
That's why they call it a Hojo. It's a Howard Johnson.
That sounds like an offensive name you would call somebody doing something inappropriate.
People make jokes about, hey, let's just go to the Hojos. You know what I mean? After like a big place, it's like too nice or too expensive, this and that. We'll go to the Hojos. Howard Johnson.
Florida
That's what
people,
it is.
dude. The
By
Florida
Wyndham.
people are weird, man.
Howard Johnson right there.
Oh my god!
Dude,
I didn't know.
Jack's gonna be pissed at you because you didn't know that.
Well,
I thought you knew it.
Why would I know?
Yeah, exactly, Chad. That's what.
Start.
Thank you.
I've never heard of a Howard Johnson in my freaking life.
Okay, let's get rid of
Look
this
at
comment.
Jack. Look at Jack. He read it too, but he's like, I can't believe that Bill read it. He's like, there's no way Bill's gonna read this.
You read that book of a review. I'm out of here. Hojo, you so. Okay, I'm only gonna read 2 lines of this. Actually, I'll read one
All right,
line.
thank you, Chase.
Just look at the title. It says roaches in bass smell, meaning bad smell. And it was only in the middle of the night this person woke up and it was like it was a terrible smell, went to the bathroom, 2 roaches under the toilet, stuff like that. And yeah, gave him a 1-star because of it. Bad review gone. That was actually April 1st though, so that does scare me a little bit. Next review, don't know when this one was, although it was kind of recent. I think about a month ago is what it says there. But wonderful, affordable hotel. It's an inn, so I don't think you call those hotels. I think it's more like a motel if it's an inn.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
That yeah. One of those 3 anyway. Check-in was quick, friendly service. Room was big and roomy. I brought my own freshener because I think all hotels smell weird. I would kind of agree
that hotels smell different, I would say. But if it smells weird, what is weird, man?
A hospital smell is weird.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't deal with a hotel smelling like a hospital smell.
An old person, they smell weird, dude.
Yeah.
You walk into a house that's only occupied by people 70 plus, right?
Mothballs and bleach.
Yeah.
Right?
Depends.
And depends.
Any sorts of ointments.
Did you get that one? You know what depends are?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, I thought you meant depends on what it smells like.
No, I know what depends are.
All right. Shower pressure and temp was the best I've ever experienced. All right. Breakfast was simple and free. Cheerios, cornflakes, pancakes, mini muffins, fruit, yogurt, OJ, and coffee. I never went to the pool or jacuzzi, so not sure how that was. I would definitely stay here again, close to Legoland, also close to many stores and restaurants. It was a good review. 5 of 5. 5 of 5. Dina, thank you very much for that review.
Okay. So that's Jack's Hacks is the Hojo. That's what they call it?
Howard Johnson. They call them the Hojos.
Hojo.
Okay. Yeah, let's go find the Hojos. And that's now it's like any motel, but it was named after the Howard Johnsons.
I just really don't think it's like Hilton by somebody, right? Or Doubletree by Hilton, right?
It's
or like
Howard Johnson
like
by Wyndham.
Right, so like Doubletree by Hilton, right? Or like Wyndham by Marriott, right? It's like that. But Howard, I've just never seen this Howard Johnson name. It sounds more like a car dealership to me than a hotel, right? Howard Johnson, you got a bunch of. For some reason, every dealership has like a Wyatt Johnson, right? There's like 6 million of those. And is there not? Am I wrong?
No,
here?
they're not. It's
Am I making this up?
It's local to car store.
No, there was a Wyatt Johnson. Where was I last before this? I don't even know. Colorado.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. Hey, but I want to give people a heads up real quick. If you're going to Branson, this is a tip for people that are only here in the chat right now. We're going to do Jack's Hacks for Branson next week, but the hack is the Spinning Wheel Inn, and Bill and I might be staying there.
Yeah, I think we are.
The Spinning Wheel Inn in Branson. This deal, is if this hotel.
Is I have to have you
decent,
hold off. I'm sorry. This is something. It is a point of contention here. John Schnitzel Popperski. Coolest freaking name. I had to say, what's up, dude? All right, go ahead.
Do you know who that is?
Schnitzel Popperski?
Yes. Do you know who that is?
You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me.
That's the biggest D-bag.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Schnitzel Popperski. Dude, you are gonna be the most successful bag company. You should have named your bags Schnitzel Popperski bags. Everybody would buy them. All right, go ahead.
All right, hey. If you're going to Branson, Spinning Wheel Inn, the reviews are great. It is close to the venue. I think I paid $160 for 3 nights. I'm not even kidding. That
is crazy.
If this place is the quality that the reviews are showing and that Jack did research on, if there are rooms available, I would book it. And this is a tip for everybody that's already in here, okay? That's it. We're not going to bring it up.
Let them know that Jack's Hacks on the CBC Down and Back brought you in. Even though we haven't talked to them yet, but when we show up, we're going to ask them.
How many people booked because of this?
How many people said the Jack's Hacks CBC podcast? All right, let's
Jack's Hacks
roll.
is done. Let's get into
Game of throws. Oh my gosh, I messed
Bill.
up. I messed up.
Revealed something special. Do you see what I mean? This is what happens. This is what happens. Guy in the driver's seat. Hey, Game of Thrones this weekend, though, folks. What are you doing? Why do you keep clicking on?
Because I already revealed this, so I had to give
Hey,
a little
that's why
flashes.
we're wearing the Monday Night Cornhole shirts. This is the second annual Game of Thrones, right? The open blind draw, the open bring your own partner. There are going to be multiple streams in this building, including the CBC stream. This is at the Oak Grove Casino and Hotel, folks.
Dude,
This
this
place
is a
is
badass
freaking
place.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking
Yeah, I can't
awesome.
wait.
If you want to stay there, you can stay right there. There's plenty of hotels in the area. I mean, this is legit close to Kentucky. I like that it's on that side, right? Because you can bring more people in, like Kentucky, Indiana.
Yeah.
I think they're guaranteeing
Centrally
over
located.
$1,000 to the first place doubles winner on Saturday.
Yeah.
I believe they're guaranteeing that to the doubles winners. It's at roughly 60 teams right now. This thing's awesome. It's completely streamed. Blind draw the night before.
What
Bring
time
your
does
own
blind draw
partner.
start tomorrow? It's
7,
tomorrow.
7.
Tomorrow. 7
Yeah.
p.m. We're probably going to be there about 4, I believe.
Yeah,
maybe
4.
4:15, somewhere around there, to set up the stream. We'll be streaming here all weekend, so if you can't make it, please hop into the stream anyway. I believe this is the background we're going to use for our stream, too. I don't know.
It might be, yeah.
I don't know.
It
When
might
we do
be,
our
but
exit
hey,
interviews,
these are all
who
the
knows?
sponsors and all the clubs that are coming and that have devoured themselves to. I mean, Adam Willis does a ton of work to put this thing on every year.
He does.
And and Craig, sorry you can't make it this year, but I guarantee it'll happen next year. And there also might be one in the winter. They usually do like a winter is coming version.
Yeah.
This thing is freaking awesome, man.
It
Adam
is.
Willis puts on a great tournament.
There's no singles. There's
Yeah.
nothing like that. No
It's a blind draw and a bring your own partner.
A doubles bring your own partner,
Mhm.
and then I heard since the doubles bring your own partner starts Saturday at
10, I believe.
10 a.m. They think it's going to be done somewhere around 3, and I heard that there's going to be another follow-on blind draw.
That'd be awesome.
So just throwing that out there. I don't know 100%, but I think that there is, and I think DJ Skipworth's going to be running it.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
That's our guy,
Yeah.
DJ.
So
Hey,
it's
but this
a
is
lot
an
of
awesome
fun.
tournament, guys. If you can't make it this year, try to schedule it next year. This is something that, I mean, just Adam Willis just kind of puts on. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing crazy about it. I mean, there's everything's crazy about it, right? But there's no like, oh, it's sponsored by this and sponsored by that and this big. It's like Adam Willis just does it. You know?
Yeah, he talks to literally everybody. I mean, if you look at all the sponsors on those flyers right there, he talks to everybody and says, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And either gets a set of bags, get their logos. People travel pretty far for this stuff. Like, it's fun. It's a good time. Non-sanctioned event, although he knows all these freaking people. So he gets them all to kind of put something in there, which brings me to our next little section. Dylan, you want to scoot in a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
What's
Ready?
up, buddy?
There we go. There
Hey,
we go.
We made some Game of Thrones
We did.
edition bags, man. And the one you see top right, top left are going to be, well, I don't know what it is for the folks. Is it
Top
the
right,
same
bottom left.
Yeah, top right, bottom left. I'm sorry. Those are right here. So here's Bill's got the one for the bottom left.
Right
I've
here.
got the one in the top right. These are going to be raffled off, folks. So for y'all to possibly win. And hey, folks, this is a Ronin, but this is not the same color
It is a
carpet.
Ronin. We got 2 new carpet colorways for our Ronins right now, so we have a total of 3 now for it. These are the only ones that have ever been made with any of our other Ronin colors, and they're going to be raffled away at Game of Thrones. So.
I really like this color right here. I really do. This light blend
Yeah,
right here.
the light one is.
Yeah, I
is
mean that
super
looks
nice.
that looks
The
awesome.
dark-
I just
yeah,
don't even know
yeah.
if I've seen this one before. That's what's killing me. Like I don't even know.
No, that is.
If
yeah.
has anybody seen this color? Like it's like a lighter gray, right? I mean it's freaking. It looks good. I can't wait to see how it plays.
I know most people have seen this one, the blue.
Yeah, the
Or
blue's pretty common.
in what is it called? Indigo.
Indigo or
I
something
think.
like that.
I don't know.
It's
But
a
yeah.
dark blue. Yeah, but yeah. We got these going for the raffle. If
Yeah, these are
anybody
gonna be
wants,
handed off
if
to
anybody
Adam
wants
Willis.
a set, let us know. You know, it could happen after Game of Thrones, but if you guys want something to commemorate your experience out there, or just to support the tournament and to support CBC, just let us know. Any 4 of these designs are available
Yeah,
at any
right.
time with any of the background carpet that we have, folks. So if you want the denim, which is what you see on all of our Ronins right now, or if you want the slate, which you just saw, or if you want the indigo, all could be available on the backside of any of these bags that you see. Just let us know what you want.
Yep.
You know, we can make that happen. If you're coming to Game of Throws, talk to us. We'll get you hooked up. We're going to have a booth.
We are not going to have these sets on us at Game of Throws. A little bit. I mean, just got these designs finished today anyway. Graphics guy Derek Zivko tore it up on them. Just got them done today, so we're not going to have these at the actual venue. If you want them, let us know. Maybe we can get a set or two out prior to actually showing up to the venue. Other than that, it's probably going to be next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, let's.
That's Game of Throws. Let's go.
You ready?
Family Feud, folks. Get the shares out there.
I don't know. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do Family Feud tonight, folks.
No, I think we're gonna do it.
All right.
Savage mode, engaged, blinders on. It's time to get serious, Bill.
Jacob Coleman, if you're in here, I'm calling you out right now.
Call him out, Bill. What do you got to say to Jacob
Nothing
Coleman?
yet.
Oh,
Although
let me
when
get the
these
bourbon.
are on,
let me get a
when
refill
these are
right
on,
here.
it's serious freaking business. I need to see you say something in chat before
You'll get
we
suspended
even move
15
on
minutes.
here.
Let me get the bourbon though. We need a refill.
You
real
want
quick.
the high octane or you want the low octane?
Let's get. It's been a while since we've had high octane. I kind of want
It's
to.
not been a while since I've had high octane.
Well, must be nice. No, give me the regular. Give me the regular, man. Give me the 4 roses. This is the small
Jacob
bottle.
Coleman is in here.
All right, hey. So last week we covered what was going on with the COs being shady, right? What we know is that 4 sets of points have been removed. This is justice. This is good. This is great for the sport. This is great for the ACO. Okay? That's how we feel. Right, Bill? Am I wrong here? Am I overstepping boundaries yet? Because I'm already in savage mode.
If in fact there are cheaters, justice has been served.
Don't read Todd's comment. Hey, so what it means is if we trust...
Todd, we're going to talk about this.
If
Dude,
we
you can get me
trust-
fired up.
if
I'm
we
going. That's why we
trust-
got these on
If
today.
we trust the justice system, Bill, that is in place in the ACO, which we have to, right? We have to,
Right.
just like we trust the American
If
government
we trust
system.
the justice system...
Then these people were
Justice-
guilty and justice was served, correct?
Well, no. I would... So this is where people may agree with me. Has justice been served? I don't know.
Oh, and that's why
I
we're having
don't
this
know if
conversation.
justice has been served. I
Right.
know tournaments have been pulled, and if they were cheater tournaments, they should have been pulled.
Absolutely.
But is justice... I don't know. Because what is your definition of the justice? Just the tournaments being pulled or some sort of sentence?
And that's why we're here. That's why we're going to talk about this. What
Right.
do we think, and what do y'all think, more importantly, the sentencing should be for somebody who is caught cheating, right? And both as a CO and a player, because I do think that those things differ, right? In the punishment phase of what these things are, right? Chase is already in here, some type of suspension, right? And we've seen that thrown around quite a bit. If you're a CO and you're caught cheating, aka inputting tournaments that weren't actually run, right? Or inputting tournaments where a player that you inputted wasn't there, right? Yes. You cannot...
my opinion on that. Okay, so just like our justice system, it's on a case-by-case basis on what... Like, there is an overall crime, right? And then that crime has certain years, a minimum and a maximum sentence and stuff like that. If, in fact, these were cheating and they had found out and they pulled the tournaments, so what is the sentence for that person that did it? If it is a CO in a position that has power, that runs tournaments, that says, hey, I'm just going to input these things willy-nilly because I need my points this year, done. I don't think that person...
Banned for life done?
No, not banned from tournaments, not
Okay, what are
banned
you
from
saying?
playing ACO, not banned from anything like that. Not a CO. Done. No suspension. There is no suspension. It's already a trust system to have you be a CO, right? I mean,
Right.
it's like you sign up for it, yes, and this and that, but it is on a, like, it's one of those jobs that you'll go look online and says, must be able to work on your own. or something like
Right,
that, right?
right, right.
It has that little thing at the bottom. And if those people just don't show up because they don't work on their own, you know what I mean? And they're kind of playing hooky at home and only making their own hours because there's not that much oversight and things like that.
Right.
That is what I would think that a CEO position is, that type of freedom. And to abuse that much freedom like that,
Yes.
I think there's
And
somebody
this
else
is
that could be a
where-
CEO.
and
That's
this
my
is-
opinion.
And this is where I'd like to kind of go to bat for the ACO here. The people that are in charge of the ACO, and everybody could sit here and say it's like, oh, why aren't these tournaments vetted more? Or the locations? It's because these people that are running the tournaments are supposed to be good freaking people. Okay? These are supposed to be people that can uphold the rules and hold an authoritative figure position where you should not have to worry about somebody in that position doing the wrong thing. These people are supposed to help you enforce rules to the players so that your organization is run the correct way, right? Yeah, as the person in charge of COs, you didn't think that you were going to have to manage those people being the perpetrators of rules, right? Of regulations. You thought these are the people that are going to uphold the rules for me, right? Do the right thing when nobody's watching, like you were saying, Bill, right? And do the work in the dark, as I like to say, where nobody's looking, right? Nobody's watching. They
Right.
do the right thing when you're supposed to do the right thing all the time because
that's
you have
integrity,
signed.
right? That's integrity.
Yeah, because you signed something, right? You have committed yourself to something more than just you or just your tournament or just your players. You are an advocate of the sport and an ambassador of the ACO, you know? So I really think that this person is in a tough position with handing out this punishment and somebody saying like, oh, well, they should have done this and should have done that. Hindsight's 20/20, right? And it's like now, sure, you got to look out for it all the time because you know it's possible, right? But before that, I really think that the person in charge never thought that anybody would go to these lengths to become a pro or make the top 40 or help a buddy become a pro or earn a couple extra points. And that's where I want to give a little bit of leeway there, that this should never happen. If you are an adult, you should not do things like this. And that's just point blank, right? You just don't. You know, you don't input your score wrong. You don't cheat somebody out of anything at any given time as an adult. That's just how it should be, you know? But when you're also a CO, that is the next step from just being an adult. You've now become an authoritative figure, a certified official, just in the name, a certified official of the sport, man. You uphold the rules, dude. You tell people when they're wrong, and now you're doing the wrong thing? Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, I think, you went a lot on it, and I think it can all be summed up in one thing, is that you need to have integrity, and that's what should be checked for prior to being a CO. You can't just sign anybody up to be a CO. They need some sort of integrity. I don't know what that looks like for the ACO prior to signing somebody up. I mean, you can't make them take it. I know they actually do have to take a test and things like
but no
that.
integrity test.
But
it's a knowledge test,
but
you
I
know?
don't think that there is an integrity test or anything like this. There may be out there that you have to, reply to some certain situations and things like that. But if your integrity is in question, it's just not a good candidate to be a CEO. And if the tournaments were pulled, we can only assume that they were found
faulty.
I mean, something needed to have.
There was a violation there was a clear violation in the rules and regulations of the ACO that allowed the ACO leadership to be able to pull the tournaments. Because this is what we talked about last week, that we had to have really undeniable evidence, because you really have to, right?
Well, no, I talked about that. You said that you could pull them without undeniable
That's
evidence.
not. Well, I said
I said that they had to have
suspend them.
undeniable.
I said you could suspend the points, not pull them. You suspend them.
Suspending is pulling them if they're already entered.
Don't get us down this road, Bill. Don't do it.
If they're already entered, suspending is pulling the points.
To not be used at just a certain amount of time, which we talked about, a time constraint on when things are supposed to go through a process. We went through all this. Don't get them started.
So we'll
read some comments.
We'll talk
Let's
about
cool down.
No, let's talk about the end of the issue here. Is right. We would assume that a process happened.
Yes.
And then the points got pulled after whatever process. We have no privy to knowing what that process was or anything like that. But we would assume that the points got pulled after the process was complete, and those points will never be allowed to go back in there, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we can also assume on that some sort of violation happened.
Correct.
Okay. They shouldn't be COs then.
Correct.
That is my
yeah.
I mean that's what I think.
But if we're getting back into sentencing, 100%.
Well, no, they went through their process.
Yes.
They found out that something was wrong. Those things got pulled. That person should be. That's exactly what I argued for last week. Was that specific process?
Right.
Not
But like I
suspending
said-
them prior, not doing anything like that,
Right.
but doing it exactly.
And I get that. But in the
what happened.
last 2 weeks, it would have been possible for one of these players to play in a tournament and receive a higher seed because the tournaments were still inputted, right? The ones that have now been removed, and you would have received a higher seed and maybe had an easier way through a tournament because you had points that were not legit, right? And that is because the points weren't suspended, although everybody knew that they were questionable.
So, and I'll have a little retort to that. Although everybody knew that they were questionable, is what you say for something like that. Let's say they were good. They
We're
were
back at it,
questionable,
folks.
but they were good.
We're back at it.
No. If they were questionable but good at that point, then you're screwing the people that actually were higher seeded. And I honestly don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I have no idea. But if somebody is cheating to just seed higher at a different tournament, like that's kind of laughable. Like that is the smallest excuse.
No. But I don't think they would do that.
Of like
No,
really doing it.
They're not
you know what I
doing
mean?
just that. They're doing it for all the other
Especially
benefits.
that late-
But this
Well,
is
no, but
one
that-
of the
that's
small side
what
effects
you
of
argue.
cheating.
Well, then give me
No,
the big
this is-
one.
The big one is becoming Corny 40, becoming a pro.
Oh, well,
the
that's
big
not
one.
going to happen. We already know
now
that's
it's not
gonna
going to happen.
Well, it was never going to
But
happen.
one of the small side effects of cheating is getting a higher seed at these tournaments
Well,
that you have in the short term.
We just talked. If somebody really does that just for a seed at an upcoming major,
No, what I'm saying is
like,
they
give me a
wouldn't
break,
do it
dude.
just for a seed, but it is a side effect of doing it in general. Right? It is something that happens along
Sure,
the
it's a
line
side effect,
because
yeah.
the process takes
No,
a certain amount
we
of
both
time.
agreed.
Right, but
the-
that's
the
why I
opposite-
say you suspend the points so that you can avoid this.
the opposite end of the side effect.
Are we gonna catch
is-
up on freaking chat?
No. You're gonna argue and you're not gonna give me a chance. The opposite end of that side effect is that if a tournament was legit, you are hamstringing the people that actually got seeded, that should have been seeded higher. So the argument's really null and void because you and I both believe, correct, and I hope so, that nobody is doing this just to seed higher in a tournament.
No, I agree with you on that.
Okay. Well, then I don't even know why we're talking about it, to be honest.
But on the reality TV show 60 Days and produced by the CBC broadcast team.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, dude. Chat's crazy. If they took points away, then they found them guilty, CO cheated, they should be gone immediately. Happens all the time with
I
the
agree.
PPR fluffers. Yep. It has a trickle down effect. Yeah. And so this is really
wait.
tough.
Let's say this. Okay? Let's say we had no idea that any of this was going on. This is like a little thought experiment, right? We had no idea that any of this was going on. And then all of a sudden you and I got word that, hey, 6 tournaments were pulled out of... where's the place that doesn't play ACO?
Hopefully nowhere.
Yeah, I know, but let's just name some crazy...
I can't think of
Egypt.
anything in Montana.
Somewhere in
Oh.
Egypt. We'll just say somewhere in
Okay.
Egypt, right? That, 6 tournaments got pulled there, and you and I got word of that. And then we brought it up on the stream like, oh my gosh.
Xavier Wilson.
Xavier, you're right. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Let's say somewhere in Egypt this happened, all these points got pulled and this and that. You and I got word of it. We were watching it on stream. We're like, oh man, something must have went crazy there. Those CEOs should be banned for life, blah, blah, blah. And then a week later, those tournaments get put back in. And we're like, what the hell's going on? This is like nefarious stuff. What is that? What does that say?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that you notice them going out. And I think
No. We're not
be-
talking. We're having a hypothetical. If that were to happen, and we just saw that, not knowing anything about the COs or anything like that.
Well, if I was in the leadership position to be able to do that, I would make a statement for
You're not
it.
in the leadership. You are you and me right now, and we saw those things happen.
Well, what I'm saying is that the people that are in charge would make a statement saying that the points have been suspended for this for X amount of days for XYZ reason. Then everybody in your community knows why they're suspended.
So you're saying so from last week anyway, if they do get suspended, you think a statement should follow that suspension? In all cases, or just the case that I talked about?
At least to the COs. The other COs. So the knowledge is privy to the people.
Okay. I don't know. It still doesn't answer like the full hypothetical.
Let's get back
like
to
that.
sentencing.
Well, no, I mean, we can get back to it. That's fine. But what I'm saying is what you argued for is the same situation that it put you in, although we didn't have the insider information. So it seems weird if you see tournaments get pulled and then put back in at a later time.
Well, I mean, sure, it seems weird.
But we can assume if
it
they get
also
pulled...
seems weird when you hear from 50 people that 3 people cheated, and for 3 weeks their points are still in. That also seems pretty freaking weird.
It does. It does seem weird. But there
and
has
that seems
to be...
like those people are getting an advantage on you for 3 weeks. And I would rather
for
the
3
alternative.
Weeks, dude, for 3 weeks.
I would rather
advantage
the
on you for 3
alternative.
weeks.
Like I said, I would
How
still
many tournaments
argue it.
have you been to that were not seated properly when you signed up?
Multiple.
And how much of a stink did you make? I have never heard you ever say it. So what are you freaking talking about?
But
dude?
if I was
You're
somebody
talking about
battling, no, if I was somebody battling for Corny 40, which I've never been. If I was somebody battling for top 96, which I've never been, then at that point, I might make a fuss. I'm telling you right now, if I finish this season, let's say I was playing right now legitimately, if I finish this season at 41, okay, and there's somebody above me that I know has cheating tournaments, right, and nothing's been done, there would be hell race. I can promise you that. I can absolutely.
If there were cheating tournaments and nothing has been done, I agree.
If I finish 97 this year,
100%.
if I finish 21 out of the Top Gun 20, I promise you, if I knew somebody above me had something that was questionable enough with 50 to 100 folks, okay, and it hadn't been looked at and there hadn't been something done, I would want to know the exact process right then and there, or I would cause a muck.
So your issue is that if it isn't looked at,
my issue is
it needs to be looked at.
100%.
And I agree. I 100% agree. I think they should all be looked at when somebody says something like, hey, I believe this person is cheating because blah, blah, blah. You confirm it. Say, hey, yeah, I saw it too. I believe that they're cheating. Would we all want it looked at? Yes. 100%. That's, again, that argument is well, I mean, it's not even arguable because everybody would want it looked at. Right?
Like I said, I think that there's a lot of things that should be looked at. But like I said, you take the due diligence of you get it reported to you, you take what is told to you in the report, and whoever's in charge looks into what's been told to you. If you can find that evidence is likely true before you call the CO or before you're through with your investigation, I still believe at that point you can pull the points for suspension while you finish the investigation. This has been my argument since the start. I do not think I'll waver from it. I really believe that once it goes through, it's really a 2 verification process, right? You have one person verifying what happened. They're giving you the evidence, right? And then you have yourself who verifies it.
2 people that haven't been there, that were not there.
But have
2
evidence
people
that is
evidence that anybody can find.
So that means you're saying that any tournament where you don't have physical eyes on it means that it can be run and anybody can do whatever they want, and if you didn't see it physically, you can never charge them with anything ever.
That's not the argument
no,
that
that's
you're
what
making.
You're saying.
That's not the
That's what you're saying.
That's not the argument that you're making. You're making an argument that 2 people that have no knowledge of a tournament that has whatever evidence you say, which I assume that anybody could pick that evidence up from just looking on Cornhole or anything like that. So like that 2-person confirmation that you're talking about is evidence that nobody was there. Now, if those 2 people or somebody was at that tournament and said something, I would think that lended a lot more weight than you calling and then saying, hey, dude, this is what I found. Will you call them too? Yeah, sure. Like,
I agree with you that it might
you're making an
weight.
argument that anybody can have that information, which people, what I'm arguing for is that other people should be looking for those things too. And if it becomes some sort of issue, right? Like, let's say these tournaments that we saw. Yes, on the face, stuff that we see, 100%.
And I think I'll give it to
we both
you.
think that is out of the realm of possibilities to be ran at a tournament. Yet, if you call and then I call, that's a two-step verification
Like
in
I
your
said,
mind.
Right.
And that's crazy.
So let me
to
back you up real quick on this
Okay.
to make this make a little more sense. And this is where it becomes a very judgment call on the person in charge, which makes this job very hard, right? Because what I'm essentially saying, what you're arguing for on the same side is, if I see a tournament that is inputted, or let's say it just doesn't use score magic, right? And the tournaments are inputted within 1 minute of each other, right? Or the games are in the tournament, right? This is the only evidence that I have, right? I've done nothing else to look into it, right? And I bring that to you, and you're the person in charge. And based off of my argument, what would make that the points can be pulled right there, right? Is what you're saying.
Based off of your argument, the points that could be
and
pulled.
what I should have articulated better is that there should be multiple factors taken into this. And what you're saying, what you said earlier, with sentencing or with anything else, is that it's a case-by-case basis, right?
So you're saying
I'm retracting some things because what you did is you simplified it to the point that made sense to me, right? That if I came with the smallest violation or thing that was questionable, and then you went in there and verified it, then that means in my argument you could just pull the points.
Right. That's what I've been arguing the entire time.
Well, you haven't articulated how I just did.
No. I but that's what I've been arguing the entire time.
And I get
that's
that
crazy.
Now. I get that
That's
now.
crazy.
And because the problem is that I'm tunnel vision and I'm pigeonholed on what we know based off of these tournaments, and there's 3, 4, 5 different factors of things that are questionable, right? And so at that point, I would think the CO could, or the person in charge of the COs could pull the points because there's so much evidence, right?
You're saying,
but what you're saying,
no
you're dumbing it
podium
down
picks.
to no matter it's 1, no matter it's 5, you have to wait to go through the whole process to do it no matter what. Because if not,
any organization
right.
should have some sort of process, because when you set the precedent of not having a process, then that 1 or 5 what do you say? What do you say in the rules? Oh, if we have only 1 piece of evidence, it's good, but if we get 3 pieces of evidence, then we pull the points prior.
Right.
That's
a
where
slippery
you have
slope,
to have
yeah.
a process to say, hey, these people have told me 3 different things, although explain them, and if you can't, and they're never going to say if you can't, explain these at that second.
Yeah.
But if they actually can't explain them, the tournaments are pulled 100% right there. No verification
Right.
needed, no needing to go there. No, why don't you have podium picks? Why were they 21-0 every score? Why are they all entered in 3 minutes? Okay, the tournaments are pulled.
Right.
And that's the conversation.
Like I said,
That's it.
but the second conversation that we had last week is that person could have excuses for every single one of those things, and then it makes it really tough.
If there was given enough time and enough thought into stuff like that, but if they're entering 21-0, 2 minutes apart or whatever it may be, they're not thinking
Well, no, they're
about
just saying I'm doing
that.
it fast,
Then
But
you
like
pull
I said,
it. You pull
the
it.
whole
There's no
problem
way.
with this thing is I think that you could really get away with about anything if
could.
you are a
Could.
smart enough, manipulative enough human being to really
could.
think this thing out and make it happen. And that's what makes what we're talking about, actual justice, happen very, very hard, because I don't think there's no jury, right? Because if there was a jury, right? So if we want to talk about the court system and the judicial system, Bill, if there was a jury of 12 random players and the facts were laid out, I mean, you'd get hammered. You would get hammered almost all the time. And that might not always be true, is your argument, right? Is that the jury can and has been wrong before, and
Dude, Coleman's just trying to fire me up. Let's read some of these. Coleman says, hard for someone to be at a tournament that isn't ran, Bill. Okay, but they have to have at least 7 people in there that can be called. They have to have a venue that can be called. They have to have plane tickets going to certain locations, pictures at those locations, friends there are numerous things that can say this person was there or they weren't there.
Right.
Or the tournaments are pulled. So
Right. Matt Ledbetter
sure.
saying.
Wait, no.
okay.
New rule for season 20: all must wear ankle monitor if participating in a regional. So there's enough proof for Bill. Like, dude, you're talking about indicting people with no proof. Just these were entered weird, so you go to jail. I don't know.
It's hard,
just
folks,
weird,
and this
man.
is a very tough thing. And Bill and I agreed on this, like offline, that like to compare this to the judicial system, it's the right way to do it, but it's impossible because of the amount of years that things have been in place, right? The ACO is only 20 years old, right? And our judicial system is
and you can't,
you know what I mean?
You can't get the rules correct after a couple of years on something
right?
like
Which
this,
is nothing compared to what we are comparing it to. Like I said, Bill's thing of innocent until proven guilty is something that you can always apply here, But
well, that is the standard of the judicial system,
right?
So.
But we know in these type of situations, it could be manipulated to the way to be an advantage of the person that is guilty for long enough,
100%,
right? To where,
just like it is in the judicial system.
Well, they go to jail, and there's other things, right? Like usually,
no, but it's manipulated so you can get away with things. Is what I'm talking about.
It can be.
So just something that's hot in the news these days is squatters in people's homes that they rent out to other people, right? A squatter in there. So like if I found somebody living in a rental home that I had and they said, hey, we've got a lease for this. I'm like, no, you don't. Get the heck out of my house. If you violate that and you break down the door and stuff, you could literally go to jail.
Ridiculous.
At that point, breaking down your own door for your own house for people that do not have a lease. Because all they have to tell the police is, yeah, we have a lease with this person. It was a handshake agreement. The policeman isn't the judge. No, it's not that they can't prove it. It's that they're not the judge. So they have to go through the judicial system, and they can live in that house for that 6 months. I don't agree with this stuff, and people abuse these things.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is the dude does have the lease, and you break down your door, and you go in there after somebody that is legit. And you can't do that against somebody that is legit.
But the homeowner would never break down the door. Well, let's say they have an argument, right? They just don't like each other or something. Right. That's what you're saying. He's like, I want to kick you out today because we had an argument. Get the hell out of my house. It's like, that's not actually legal in any sort of rental agreement, right? You get 30 days, I believe, is what it's supposed to be.
You have a contract that tells you what you get, and I can't just go in there and kick you out. So it protects that person that actually does have that lease. So what's better or worse? You know what I mean? And so our judicial system thinks that the better way to do something like that is say, hey, bring it to court because this person may have that lease.
Right, but you let the person, like I said, these are such weird situations. Because you're saying that person now in your house, they can now burn down the whole house. And then you're in a very tough spot with your...
Dump concrete in the toilet in the freaking tub.
Things. And you hope that doesn't happen. Let's read some comments though, Bill.
Okay.
So Tammy says, and I'll debunk this real quick. I already read it. All ACO players should have an ACO card that is scanned when they pay at a regional or a major. And that sounds fine and dandy, Tammy, but it's just like Scoreholio. Right now, there's a QR code, which a card would have the same type of thing, or a registration number, and all you'd have to do is send it to somebody, right? Send a photo to them, and your phone scans anything anyways. And so, unfortunately, that wouldn't work. I like the idea of something like this, although it would slow down the registration process. I like even
cards. Then there's no manual inputting. There's no
what about all the rest of the people those tournaments? They too knew those certain players wasn't there. Todd, for the tournaments that we spoke to, most of the points for the people that were there that were trying to take advantage of the system, their points were removed. For the ones that we are talking about, we'll just say up north. There were two different sets of players' points removed, and those were the two players trying to take advantage of the system we know it.
Again, we have to say that we believe, or in our opinion, or this or that, because we don't know the process that happened. We just know that those tournaments got pulled, and at that point, when they get pulled, that's good enough for me to say, hey, there's probably something that happened.
Yep. Bill, we'll see you this weekend, brother.
I can't wait,
Scan
dude.
School. Yeah. I don't mind this, but what happens if you lose it and you can't play, or is it just a passcode and then it doesn't really matter? Matt Marty saying, hey guys, got in late. Shout out earlier on the podium picks. Yes, sir,
Got you,
Matt.
Marty.
That's my dog, man. Requires scan-in from your phone instead of pre-registration. Like I said, on your phone, I've done it. If I was late, right, I would just screenshot my Scoreholio QR code and send it to somebody that was there. So If the CO is helping you get these points, doing that is irrelevant. 2 different accounts. Yeah, I don't think you should allow people to have 2 different accounts, especially not 2 different ACO accounts. But it's very hard to stop if you have 2 different names, right?
Yeah.
You're using 2 different
2
names.
different
Like
emails,
you
stuff
have
like that.
Bill Lorman and you have William Lorman, right? And with 2 different emails, it'd be and if he signed up a month apart, right? It would be very hard for anybody to identify that Bill has now made himself 2 different accounts.
I don't know how you would stop it. Although,
Right.
although could it be a rule? Sure, it could be a rule. And then COs would have to enforce that rule. If they're already a cheating CO, they're probably not going to enforce that rule.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I see, that can't happen on that. But I like that being a rule because we know numerous people with numerous accounts. I don't know there's a reason. If you want to make a new account, delete your old one. How about that?
That's how I feel about it. I mean, a lot of people
don't
deleted their accounts and restarted new ones because they didn't want their SPR and their PPR to change. I can say confidently I've had the same account the entire time. I don't think it's a bragging thing. It's just like I would never put the effort in to care that much. It's not something like I like when my SPR gets above 70. I like when my PPR gets above 9. But if it's not, it kind of motivates me to be better, to be honest. So like it works both ways for me personally.
My highest was a 72. I should have
That's
made a
solid.
new account at that moment and I'm like a 58 now. I should have left it at 72.
But then you keep it in it's like you're never gonna scan
I know,
it in.
no.
So like where would you show it off at? You're just like a guy sitting in the ether at 72. It's like
So I don't
hey,
care.
This is me. This is
I
me.
I didn't even screenshot it. Like I don't even care.
But Bill, so we didn't talk about this. So this situation, we didn't talk about what we think. You and I think the repercussions should be.
I know 100%.
Saying this is true. Well, go ahead with yours then.
If it is true
that somebody, okay, so what we're saying, what if is true, is saying that tournaments were entered that were not actually played, and we're talking about 11 different tournaments technically, right? I think it's 5 doubles or 6 doubles and 5
doesn't
singles.
matter if it's 1 or 11.
I think it does. I think it matters a little bit because it becomes more intentional. Because if you did 1, there's the possibility of it being a mistake, right? If it's just 1.
Well, no,
right?
we're talking about that already found
it was
out that
found-
it
okay,
was
okay.
true.
So-
you're right. If it was just 1 at one point in time and you couldn't verify if it was true, then you're right. But no, I thought you started this with it is
You're right.
true.
You're right. Yes. Go ahead. So 1 or 11 doesn't matter. You are found guilty of running a false tournament intentionally, right? And I want to get the side from you and myself, Bill, on both the CO and the player or players involved. If you think that the punishment should be different or not.
Okay. CO, never allowed to be a CO again. That's number 1. Not going to happen. It's done. The CO is not a CO anymore. Never allowed to be one again. That is always and forever, right? That's an integrity issue. Integrity issues, for me, done. Just done. Number 2, that CO should not be able to make pro that specific season. Shouldn't have any regionals count to anything. If they went to majors, sure. I mean, keep those points or whatever and see your ranking and this and that. But still, no, you can't make pro without any regionals. I mean, you can max every major and still not. And that's
So it
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
matter either way.
And that tournament was actually sanctioned, and then you have to move everybody else around. If you know what I mean, like it would be weird at that point. So sure, keep your ranking in whatever major, but you have 0 regional points anymore. Probably can't play at Worlds. But the next year, sure, start over. You're just not a CO, and you can play in whatever tournament you want, and that's that. If players specifically were involved and part of it, can't make pro. All regionals null and void.
I can't get this out right.
I would say all regionals null and void. Majors stay.
Okay.
And
And you're saying
not gonna
majors
make
stay
pro.
just because you're afraid that if they pull the majors, there's a possibility that it messes up the placing
Well, because
for the people that
if you're
were also
fourth
at that
in
major.
one of them, you know what I mean, and then they're like, oh wait, this guy cheated in a regional somewhere here. Now they're not fourth anymore; they're out of it, and then fifth, makes
Bumps
third
up to
or
4, and it
whatever.
gets crazy, right?
Yeah.
So just leave
and
them
then
in there because
everybody
you
moves.
can never make pro or anything with your major
and you know that
finishes
they didn't
alone.
cheat in the major.
Right.
You know
That
that
is
didn't
true.
happen. So
Yes.
that's what I would say on something like that. They're not going to make pro. Plus, they're not going to mess up anybody else's points in those bigger tournaments. It's just they have no regionals counting for them, and they can play next year and try to get pro again.
Right. And I agree
that's
with
it.
you. I think I agree with you almost 100%. The CO, completely banned from being a CO for life or any sort of leadership position in the ACL. I would just
Yeah, I
go
know- I
out
don't-
and say that, right? If you have a pro status, it's revoked. If you're on the list for pro status, you lose your regional points, which then drops you out regardless. So I agree with that as well, removing the regional points. For the players, the same exact thing. Remove the regional points. If you had pro status, you no longer have it. The thing that I question is a full season suspension or not, right? At this point in the season, it's a tough call to make because it's either the rest of this season, which could seem too lenient, right? Or it's the rest of this season plus all of next season, right? And that's where...
So you don't want to. Okay. Number one,
You
you
don't
don't
wanna
want to
deter
really
people.
define those things because what you're trying to define. And I'm going to give you a great argument for this. You don't want to define stuff like that because it actually would incentivize somebody to cheat
late.
at the end of it. Exactly. And if they get caught, well, they weren't going to make pro anyway. But if they don't get caught, they could slip into that slot. So
Right.
you just say suspended, cannot make pro. Right?
For how long, though?
Because nobody will kind of know, is at the end of the season, should I do it now? Should I, maybe I won't get caught and you never want to incentivize bad behavior like
Do you think these people should be able to continue to play at all, Bill? The COs or the players, right? So like I said, so this is what goes into what you're talking about right now. So if somebody is caught, first major of the year, they played 2 majors, comes out, they played 2 regionals, both regionals were cheating regionals. They played 1 major, it was the first major. It's September, right? Are they done?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Right.
And it's a tough one because what we
Yeah.
talked about last week, not about not suspending points, but what we talked about last week was that if a tournament is in question from this person, and I posed this to you, I said every tournament is in question by that person at that
Correct.
point. So if we're only talking about removing a block from one CO and that CO didn't have the integrity for that specific block, maybe every other tournament that they ran wasn't good too. Do you have to verify the other tournaments before you pull them all?
Well, I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. This situation actually is good for this one, right? Because the tournaments that were in question were pulled, right? We don't know the findings. We don't know what the evidence was to make
Should
that happen.
every tournament
So
be
now
pulled by that specific
that
person?
CO, right? So everything that that was put in question, that was supposedly submitted to the CBI, right? We haven't mentioned the CBI today. Shout out CBI, man. The Cornhole
No.
Bureau of
They
Investigation.
do good work there.
Yeah,
they really do good work.
The CBC AI bot, everything that they do to freaking keep us going here, man.
Yeah.
Got to give a shout out to those folks real quick. I mean, they're not really folks, but you know what I'm talking about. But you're right, because there is somebody that possibly could affect points, right, in the system right now. And you're saying look back on all their stuff. And like I said, I argued last week that you can't do that immediately because it might... My fear was it took too long and people could take advantage of what was going on in a short-term sense, that could affect a lot of people negatively in the short term. You were like, let's handle this whole thing at one time, which I completely understand and agree with.
Well, that's why.
But in a situation, if you brought things that are 100%, this is the evidence for these things, let's look at them, let's handle them, bam. So we're right here, right now, these ones got removed. I think now it's time to backtrack, right? So now that you have been certified and it's justified that you had a tournament that was not legit, everything after that or before that, right, is now in question. And I agree with you on that point.
I would have said do it
At the same
I
time.
would
You
have
think
said
you do it simultaneously?
Even earlier, you wouldn't just say, hey, we're spending these, removing these, and now we're going to check everything else. Because it's kind of an all or nothing. If integrity was in check at one point like that, to where you had to pull certain tournaments and stuff like that, I honestly...
Well, really, you would have to look at it, right? In our opinion, based off of what we're talking about for sentencing, you don't have to look at anything anymore because you're pulling their regionals no matter what, right? As a CO, as a player, no matter who it is, CO or player, we're pulling all the regional points. If you legit cheated in one or corroborated to cheat in one, right, and it's been found guilty that you were doing it, right, 100%, then all your regionals are done. So at this point, you don't have to investigate anything else.
Well, so you agree with that then?
Well, no, because you were saying last week is that you need to look into everything previous.
Well,
and you don't. All you need to do is find one that's wrong, right?
Okay.
And now technically all regionals are wiped out based off of what we think the punishment should be at this point. So you don't have to look into more than one. All you have to do is find one unjustified.
One that was cheating, and then all of them done.
All of them done, which makes the precedence on finding something that's cheating, right,
That's
very,
tough.
very legit. But
Very
we just talked
legit.
about the sentencing, right? And this is what we came up with. Yeah, we wipe all those freaking regionals, right?
But
and
you have
now
to,
we're looking at it differently.
So we're also using the word cheating very general, I guess. We're using the word cheating because, like, I mean, Shannon brings up a good point. There's many ways to cheat, PPR, fluffing, this and that. You know what I mean? So, again, the justice for something like this can't just be based off of, oh, they cheated in one tournament, it's done. Because cheating to us could be, I don't know, the person that's in the king seat is maxed out.
Thanks, Brian.
I'm second place. I'm not maxed out. So the person in the king seat gives me the points.
I mean, cheating,
is that also worth taking
Right.
all regionals away?
Cheating,
you know what I mean?
Cheating could be I snap in your backswing.
Still a case
Right,
by
I
you're
snap in your backswing. If we want to take this to the extreme, like
It's
we like
got to
to
be
do.
a case by case. That's exactly right, because you can't.
So it'd be more like if found guilty of running or being involved in the correlation or coordination of a false regional, right? And I know that's a mouthful right here.
Yeah, I don't even know what it. Say it one more time.
Okay. If found guilty of intentionally running or being involved with coordinating a false regional, right? Which then you'd have to define false regional. I mean, this is a tough thing to do, right?
That's why our
at
justice
that point,
system. That's why I always go with that. But
well, that's
I
why
agree.
there's
I agree.
thousands of pages, right? And that's why, like, I made that argument. It's like if you want to make this like a justice system, you have to get everything down to the nitty gritty detail of every single thing.
What companies usually do for a policy is they will put out a policy that says it's a case by case basis, left up to a board. And that board is company higher ups and things like that. So they don't have to define that, 100,000 pages or whatever it is. Very little do they have to define it. So what?
You're reading this one.
He's still got that jersey to show off at Napa Auto Parts. So what are we talking about? Oh, jeez. I think I know what we're talking about. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you have to define these things if we want. I mean, like I said, all of us can sit here and if we were the jury, these people are found guilty and things go to sentencing and then we're able to speak about it and stuff like that. But if you're talking about people that need to make policies and rules, this becomes a very hard thing to do.
It's very tough.
And that's what we want to, this isn't, and this is maybe where I'm going to take a little bit of ownership here and say that when I run races, I'm the most patient runner, and I'm great at it. I'm great at holding my patience and knowing that it's going to be a long day and that I need to be able to conserve my energy. When it comes to things like this, I want answers, and I want, I wouldn't say punishment, but I want to know what's going on like this. And Bill knows this straight up. And
I
this
know
is
he
one of
does.
my
He
faults.
does.
This is one of my faults, and I will
100%.
take complete ownership for this, is that I may have jumped the gun on this. Maybe not jumped the gun, but maybe asked for results a little sooner than necessary. Although I think 2 weeks is a long time for the circumstances we were in.
We think, yeah.
But it may not have been, as we look at it now, what it could take to actually fix this thing, right? There's a lot that goes into this, folks. There is a lot that goes into the possibilities of what it could look like next year. What your CO guide looks like. What your player guide looks like because of what's going on right now.
There's tons of stuff, right? And there's rules,
everything that happens right now, everything that is done to these people that have supposedly cheated, right?
Yeah.
Is now going to be the standard. So if we ban these, if the ACO bans these people for all of next season, from now on, that is the precedence for what they've done. You can no longer go back on that, right? And that's what makes this a tough thing, because This one seems
makes
easy
it very
because there's so many factors, right? But if it's just one factor, like we talked about earlier, not using score magic or entering tournaments or games within 1 minute, if that becomes the standard and that becomes a cheating regional, I mean, and let's say you didn't have Wi-Fi that day, now you better cancel your regional, because if you turn it in, you could lose a whole freaking season. And everybody involved could lose a whole freaking season, right?
Very true.
And this is the slippery slope that we put ourselves on when we get a little bit impatient with what's going on. Although Bill and I are really just trying to report the news, essentially,
we speculate on it a little bit.
I'm a go-getter, son. You know, and in a bad sense, to where I want things to happen. You know, I want to see. You know, especially when I do the research, folks. You know, we're deep diving. We're deep diving.
I know Bob Heil's not in here anymore, but he would say you're young.
He would say that. He would say that.
He'd say, man, you're allowed to full charge and stuff like that when you're young. That's what it is,
simmer
man.
Down, son.
You want shit done now.
He'd say, simmer down,
and
whippersnapper.
you want to know the answer now. And that's that. You
Who
know?
would use the word whippersnapper, Bill? Maybe only T-Bone Dawson?
No, I think Dragon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer would use, Jim Culver.
I think he said that to me. He said, "Good game, whippersnapper." After I beat him
You're 40.
at 270.
You're 40 and
I
he
know,
called you
but
whippersnapper. Hey, does that make you feel young again? If you're 40 and somebody calls you whippersnapper, you're like, hell yeah, I am.
You got to remind me of my age. Anyway, let's. Are we good? Are we good? Look,
I think we're pretty good, folks. I think that we all agree that people should be suspended. I mean, I don't think there's any way that these people should be allowed to play the rest of this season or in Worlds. I think that's 100% in my mind. Next season is what becomes questionable. Because like what we said, if somebody was to cheat earlier in the season, right, and they were banned for an entire season, do you give them another one? And this is what makes this very tough and probably case by case as the ACO sees it. And a lot of things are, once you surpass a date of XYZ, this is in effect. And that is probably what this will end up looking like some point.
I would think that there is a review period, probably 14 days, something like that they would make a rule on a suspected tournament, at least so everybody knew the rules. Right now, and I think what got you so fired up last week and me, is that there is no rule that says, hey, there's a time limit on figuring something like this out once reported, right? So you expect it in 30 minutes. It took at least 10 days from last week, and we still didn't know anything, and then 14 days maybe something happened. And that's where, I want to know because I reported this and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Just think about our company. We have 3 people in it, right?
Yep.
And sometimes you and I talk about things, and that never makes it to Derek. And sometimes Derek and I talk about things, and it never makes it to you. What if there was 50 people?
Right.
You would be the person out of the loop, 39 to 80% of the time. Who knows? Depending on what it was.
We know that's not true, but I understand where you're going.
I'm just saying it may have been more like 2 weeks may be reasonable in an organization that big.
I mean, Aaron Lambert's saying something like, that rumor is a few of them are registered for Auburndale. Like I said, I mean, we're going to see how that progresses, and I kind of just want to let that happen. Right? I just want to see what happens there. I don't even want to speculate that. I don't really want to touch it that much. I like what Randy says, 365 days, right? That's what it is.
365 days from that point.
The incident. And that makes it, I mean, that's a pretty good, actually. I mean, that's pretty good.
Randy, right? I would ask you 365 days from the reporting, the sentencing, or the offense.
Well,
what if it took 6 months to figure out? What if the offense happened in the first week and you didn't know until Branson?
I would say from the date of the offense, because you're able to backdate all that stuff. So regardless of what they did for 6 months, as long as, but like you said, you could finish Worlds out at this point. You can become a pro. You can kick people out. Yeah, it's tough.
Randy says sentence 365 days from sentencing. You can mess with this stuff all over the place, and that's it's pretty ridiculous. How did some lose points? What is that?
But not. He's saying the person's still in the top 30. That the person we're talking about lost doubles points only right now, Matt. We'll see how it transgresses, man. Like I said, this is still, I think, in the infancy stages, actually, of everything that's going on. I think that a lot of people are hyper focused on like a couple tournaments, and it's like the tip of the iceberg, to be honest.
Could be. We have no idea.
Like I said, I'm just speculating as I like to do. And
Hoppy, we did do picks. You and me in the blind draw. We picked it. We win the whole thing.
okay, idiots.
What do you mean, idiots? Me and Hoppy?
Yeah, I mean, I love Hoppy, dude. He's my doubles partner on Saturday. We're gonna win the whole thing.
Saturday. Oh, dude, I'm not talking to you anymore. All right.
Are we
Matt
pulling out of savage mode?
Because he's still white. Yeah, out of savage mode. We're done. Coleman, I didn't even roast you. Hold on.
Okay. Let me get back in.
I'll have a roast for you next week, dude. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. I'll get him next week. Coleman, you've been talking a lot of shit this week, dude. I'll have a roast for you next week. All right, let's go. Good show, guys. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey,
we're out of here.
Come
folks.
to Game of Throws this weekend, folks. Hey, Chase, Megan, come on down. Hey, you guys, it's gonna be a friggin' blast. If there's one person that needs to play in the blind draw, I'll give up my spot. Well, no, there's a wait list. I'm bringing disappointment.
Are you coming, Anthony?
Hey, I'm not roasting anybody, man. But hey, do the right freaking thing. All right, this is my last message in savage mode. Hey, do the right thing, because at this point, we are out here. Hey, we're not looking. Me and Bill aren't looking for these fake tournaments. These come to us. These freaking come to us. These come to the freaking the CBC AI bot is what finds these. So don't act like we're the bad guys. Don't act like we're the freaking bad guys. We're just relaying the message. And then we give it to the CBI. And when your points are pulled, it ain't our freaking fault.
But be fair, the CBI knows before we know.
I mean, absolutely.
So
absolutely. The CBC AI bot, I mean, they think, Bill, come on. You think the people think that we get a report and the CBI doesn't know that we're getting an alert? Of course they freaking know.
100%.
Of course the CBI knows, son. Hey, just don't come at us when your stuff's pulled. That's what I'm telling you. And just do the right freaking thing. If you don't like it, throw better. That's what I got to say.
Last point.
Gosh dang.
What does a coal maniac mean?
That sounds coal-manic. That sounds like a disease. A coal-manic.
I don't even know what it means, dude. My colon is good. I don't know what we're talking about here.
Have you had it checked?
Yeah, 100%. It's good to go.
You're
clean. Coleman, look, man. I thought we could be friends. I guess not. You're going to have to get me in a blind draw, maybe double sometime, and carry me to a win, and then maybe we can...
Coleman's biggest downfall is he switched from CBC Preds to those dang arcane eccentrics. He'll tell you. Coleman, say right now, true or false. Say right now, your biggest downfall this season was switching from CBC Preds to arcane eccentrics. He'll tell you true or false right now in the chat.
No,
I promise you.
And I hope you don't, Coleman.
All
I hope you
don't do it.
Chucky, always do the right thing. I agree. Todd Gammon, don't cheat. 100% I agree. You can never be in question. Well, you can, according to Dylan. But if you don't cheat and there is a process, you can never be in question.
Hey, folks, just do the right thing. All right, this is CBC. This is faith.
No.
Family. 4 baggers.
Out.